G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world. And lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists in Australia do what they do.
Well, g'day viewers and welcome back to another episode of Colour in Your Life. We've got a really special day today, I think. We're with a lady called Anna Curtis. Anna, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Graham.
And she is a reduction lino printmaker. Quite fascinating work, it really is. Magnificent colours, the work is really, really amazing and I think you're going to have a great day watching what she does. Tell us a little bit more about your history, Anna, and how did you come about doing all of this?
Well, I was born in Wangaratta in northeast Victoria.
Okay.
And I studied in Bendigo College of Advanced Education. Mm-hmm. And I did a Diploma of Fine Art, majoring in painting and printmaking, but always had a real passion for printmaking right from that time. And I come from a creative family too, very encouraging in the arts.
Okay.
And I think my botanical interest comes quite a lot from my family too. The reduction lino method though, I really got passionate about. I was actually teaching children lino printing and I just got onto the technique then and have really pushed it as I've practiced as an artist for the last 25 years. So
well, after 25 years, I think they would regard you as a master. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah.
But a lot of this work, you're obviously living in Port Douglas now, which is part of our Northern Queensland Artists series.
Yeah.
The work that you really do is very much a part of the influence of this area that you live in as well. The rainforest, the fires, the monsoon. But today you're going to take us through the process. It does take quite some time for Anna to do what she does, but we're going to go through some of the methodologies that enable her to produce these images that you're seeing, and they are absolutely electric, and that's the only way you can describe them. They are magnificent pieces of work. So let's make a start, and you can tell the viewers out there how you do all of this. All right, guys, let's begin a great day. As you can see right here, I've actually got one of Anna's finished lino prints. It's just, the colours in this are just amazing, and I'm not sure if you can see the sheen on the TV, but there's actually where the inks, and they're actually inks, they're not paints, that she puts over the tops of these. We've actually got this one here, which was the original that you started from. Now, that area there, now if you look at it, that's actually this area here, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's prints in reverse.
Yeah.
So that's one consideration, a pretty major consideration when working.
But it's just quite amazing. And then, so what she does is she takes, this is lino, it's made out of resin, it's from Holland, it's a Dutch product. It's got a Hessian backing on it, and it's made out of resin, cork and linseed oil. And it's really quite flexible. And what Anna does is she takes a board, now we don't have a board here, but if you look at this one here, you can actually see the board on the back there, and then she actually glues the lino on. Is it with contact cement?
So this one, with contact cement. So this one, it's ready to be glued down to that wooden board. So that makes it really firm to work on.
Right.
Otherwise, the lino is quite flexible and flimsy.
Sure.
So the wooden board gives it a great backing and firm surface to work on.
Yeah, and it sort of feels like it's reasonably malleable too, doesn't it? You can really sort of push it around a bit. What do you do after you've actually drawn it on? it looks like it takes a pencil quite well as well.
Yeah, I usually draw with pencil first, and I don't do a lot of preliminary. I'll do thumbnail sketches in my sketchbook.
Okay.
And maybe some bits of colour, but I don't do a full colour painting of the end result.
Okay.
Otherwise, you know, I'd spend all my time doing that.
You'd go mad.
Yeah. So I most of the drawing actually happens on the block.
Yeah.
And once the main pencil drawing's done,
Yeah.
I'll make alterations and corrections along the way, but then I go over it with a permanent marker. So I would just mark out the shapes. So this stays on the lino through the whole process.
It does, and it doesn't come off at all.
No, it does tend to fade over time because when I wash the ink off.
Mm-hmm. What the viewers probably need to understand is that you just sort of don't cut out one area. There are layers and layers that you cut out, and then once one layer has been cut out, you'll actually use it as the screen then, and then you come back to it and you cut out another section, don't you?
Yes, so it's very much a layering process.
Yeah.
The reduction method is a way of making a multicoloured image.
Yeah. Okay, from here, as far as I know,
Yes.
we're going to go through the process where we actually, I'll just lean over and grab this one. We've got this one that you've done beforehand.
Yes.
And you've obviously carved a lot out, so you've actually used 4 or 5 different pressings on this one here.
I've done 6.
6,
Yes.
okay. And
So
what Anna's actually done is that I'll just pick these ones up here, and I'll just move this guy over here, is that, I don't want to bend that paper. Always got to be careful of your paper, don't get little key marks in them.
Yeah.
What we've got here is this is actually the next stage, but I'll put this
Yes.
one over here. And we go right to the beginning now
Yes.
of what you actually do.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain to us, obviously, the white?
Yes, so when the drawing is complete on the block,
Yeah.
the very first bits to carve away are the bits that stay white through the whole process. So you might be able to see here the little white, they're just little highlights.
Yeah. Okay.
So I cut the areas to stay white first, and then I do the first gradation, which is this light gradation.
Then we go from that one to this one. Now, can I ask you a question before we move on?
Yes.
The gradation between the orange and the yellow.
Yes.
How do you actually do that?
So I merge the ink with the roller.
Yeah.
The ink gets, I'll be demonstrating this shortly.
Sure.
But, the ink gets put down on the glass and merged with the roller.
Okay.
So the ink goes onto the block with the roller.
And you've got two separate inks in there that enable this gradation.
Yeah, so you can get beautiful colour merges with the roller.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. At this stage I print as many as there are going to be in the edition.
Right.
So in this case there are 20. So I print 20, I roll, apply pressure with the baron and put the paper on, etc. So I'll do that 20 times.
Okay.
And then after I've finished the 20, I wash the ink off and get going with carving again. So then I carve away from the block the bits that are actually going to stay this yellow light gradation.
Which is these ones in here, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So then I printed the next colour over the top. So it's very much a layering process. So then the pink has gone over the gradation here.
Yeah.
So you can see all the little bits of yellow coming through. Yeah. So they're the bits that I've carved away.
And then you've actually got another gradation here with the colours as well, don't you?
Yeah, so then it's an orange to red gradation.
Sure.
So at this stage though, after I finish printing, I carve away all the bits to stay pink.
Yes, okay.
And then print the red over, or the orange.
Okay.
Got it, Graham? It's getting confusing.
It does, but it's so complex. I mean, there's so much work that goes into the one piece. It's amazing.
There's a lot to think about.
Yes.
And I become very absorbed in the process when I'm going. It's more like a painting really as I'm working. It evolves as I go.
It's amazing.
So yeah, the little pink bits come through here.
Okay, now from that stage there, we go to this one here. Yeah. But I've noticed once again that obviously you're doing techniques within the technique itself.
Yeah.
You've obviously got the red here, which isn't here, but this now is, as you see, it's gone from orange to red, but there's a darker colour here.
Yes.
But it's sort of reversed around, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've used orange to red here.
Yeah.
And then the same sort of red here, but then to a darker red the next roll. So it's a way of getting real subtleties into the final print.
And I see that this section here, that's the orange. That's actually that orange there.
Yes.
Isn't it? So that's come out, so the red's gone over the top of that again.
Yeah.
It's all making sense now.
Penny dropping.
The penny's dropping. Yeah, but it's just amazing. It really is.
So then after this stage.
Yeah. Which is.
So now I carve away the bits that are going to stay this colour, the darker red.
Yeah.
gradation, and this is where it really changes quite dramatically when I go to printing greens over the top.
Okay.
So the yellows and reds are quite fast drying.
Yeah.
But once I get into the greens, because I mix white with the greens, it's a very opaque and takes longer to dry.
So from this area here, I'll just move these guys out of the way. We've got, and you're going to mix the colours.
Yes.
This is still the plate that we're obviously using, and this is what would you call? This is called a registry or something? Or?
Yeah, this is the registration board.
Okay.
So the block fits in there really snugly.
Yeah.
And then the paper, I've made another registration area just above it, and the paper fits into that. And that's movable. I've just stapled that down.
Sure. I'm going to go and sit on the other side and watch this, because I think this is going to be fascinating, and I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over here.
Okay, so I'm up to the printing stage. So I've got the roller in hand, and the next thing I do is roll the ink out onto the glass slab. And I've got some ink already made up, but I'll be adding to this. It's just to get started.
Okay.
So this is oil-based ink, and it's beautiful ink to use. It's very heavily pigmented. It's a graphics ink, and the thing about the way I work too is each print isn't going to be identical because the rolling gradation, there'll be always some slight variation between each print.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they really are all originals in a sense, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Each one is very much a handmade print.
Look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where it gets fun.
It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just so
beautiful,
subtle. I can't believe it.
Beautiful ink. So you can merge it. I keep merging it until it's a really lovely even gradation. I guess airbrushing does a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, but this seems to be a little bit more
So then I take that and roll it onto that raised surface. So it's only the raised surface that is going to catch the ink. And I roll over it until it's nice and even.
So you would obviously have varying sizes of rollers too.
From very small, quite small, a couple of centimetres to, I think the largest one's about 30.
Okay.
But you can get, really massive rollers.
And are these rollers expensive at all?
Yeah, they're quite expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I've inked that block, and that's going to go into this registration board. So then the paper goes into this registration tab.
Yes.
Put it down, and I'll just press on it lightly.
Yeah.
And because that is butted up against that wooden registration board, I move the block away like that.
Oh, okay.
And then take the baron.
Yes.
And I roll, baby.
So how long would you do that for?
Oh, days. No, not really.
25 years to be exact.
No, just until it's cooked, just like
Is that what you call it, cooked?
No,
yeah?
I pick it up like this and have a look. Good for the foodabudas.
The foodabudas.
So I just keep checking. It's like magic, isn't it?
It's just so
I think that's why I always loved printmaking, is that there's always that element of magic about it. Pulling the paper up from the block. It's like so. Magical.
Isn't that just beautiful?
So that's
So from that to that, so you have to just you've got to re-ink that again?
I ink again.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just a whole process of craftsmanship and art combined into the one.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's a great combination of all those wonderful techniques and creativity.
Yeah. So do you always hang them in here to dry?
Yeah, pretty much. Hang them there or in the cupboard for the bigger works.
Sure.
But all the smaller ones can hang there to dry. Yep.
there's a real difference between, say, somebody that does an original painting and then does a print of it in comparison to what you're doing, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstanding about original prints, that they're limited edition, they're handmade print, where a reproduction is made with a machine.
Offset lithography.
Yeah. So it's really important that people know that they're actually getting something that's handmade.
Yeah. I mean, each one of these really is a piece of art within itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much a labour of love.
Yes, but they're just fascinating. So I just love the technique. It's just
So this will be the final,
so rich.
final colour,
Yeah.
and then I'll get carving.
Okay.
Okay, so now that the block is being wiped clean,
Yes.
I'm up to carving away the next section.
Yeah.
So the next section I'm carving is the bits to stay this colour, the green that I've just printed. So with my carving tools and glasses,
So we need glasses.
I'll start off with the V-gouge.
Yes.
That's a really good tool. It's quite useful for lots of things. So I just carve away. It's nice. It's a really nice consistency, this lino.
Yes. And you can just sort of carve straight over other lines or something, do you?
Yeah, so I can cut right through areas that have been carved away already.
So what colour are you going to put on after this one then?
Well, black. Black will be the final stage. So anything that's left raised is going to print as black. It'll be all the leaf shaped.
So these will have a black background on them.
Yeah.
And these sections you're carving out, they're not going to be black then, are they? They're going to be the green colour.
Yes, that's right.
Actually in there. It's very confusing.
Yeah,
it really
is confusing.
Yeah.
Most people that do coloured lino prints tend to do them as a black and white print, and then hand colour with watercolours or
I can understand
gouache.
why.
Yes, it's there is a bit to get your head around, but I've been doing it a long time, so it's like second nature really.
Yeah.
So it's important to carve away from yourself, not
Towards, yeah.
so that you don't cut yourself.
And then in saying that, you just turn the board whenever you need to carve away from it.
Yeah, yes, that's right. So I'll turn it around depending, so carving into this bit, I'll turn it around. And yeah, so just depending on the section.
So what galleries actually have your work these days?
I have work in a gallery in the Frame Gallery in Darwin, and in Melbourne, Armidale, Robe, Early Beach.
Yeah.
So there's about half a dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful work. I can imagine that a lot of other galleries wouldn't want it as well.
So I'll be printing the black over the top of all the other colours.
Okay.
That's the next stage.
Let's go to that black again.
Okay.
The style that you've actually developed, it's very, very different. It's very interpretive, and you really do use a lot of artistic license, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I use the real things to work from when I can.
Yeah.
But I also take photos and use reference books.
Sure.
And then I guess my designs are quite stylised. They're based on actual flowers, but they're not like a strictly botanical image, you know, like a botanical artist would do. I try and get to the essence of the actual flower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now I will just roll it.
Ooh, look at that.
So
Look at that.
it starts to come to life.
So it's just really 1, 2, 3 coats, whatever you feel is
yeah, I'll build it up to, the first layer always requires a bit more rolling than the next layers, so I'll probably put 3 or 4 rolls.
Fascinating.
So this is where a lot of artists that do lino would start with, is it just a black and white.
Yeah.
Just the black and then hand colour. But the reduction method gives a very different effect to hand colouring.
And the colours are really very solid all the way through, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah. Okay, so I just pick this up and put it in the registration board again.
Okay.
Wipe off any excess ink from my hands.
Yes.
And take the paper. I usually have a first one, a proof that I'll work with, and make a print, and then if I need to carve any more away, then I'll do that after I've made the proof. It's called the proof, the first print.
Oh, okay.
So
you can just sort of make any changes you need after that.
yeah. So sometimes I'll find, often with this final stage, I'll need to carve a bit more away, but just to really make very sharp edges. Okay, I'll pull the whole thing off. So, magical.
Voila! How about that, guys? That's really cool.
So now can you see where the bits I've carved away? Does
Yes.
it make sense now?
Yes, and obviously all of that green's actually come up quite spectacularly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, it really is. All right, another sensational day, which it really has been. But before we go, I just wanted to show you a few things that Anna actually does, some of the sizes that she actually produces. She's got these smaller little lino cuts here that are just absolutely beautiful. I think they're just wonderful. The price ranges are from, say, $75
Yeah,
up
75.
up to this
the
one here.
mid-range is around $350, $400.
Okay, and this
then
one here, which is just spectacular.
It's the largest one I've done in the reduction method.
Yeah, and these are all hand done. I mean, layers and layers and layers of colours that are put down. Just amazing work, it really is. I really want to thank you for having us in your studio
It's been
today.
great having
it's
you
been
here, Graham.
a great
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Really
Thanks
has.
for coming.
As you can see, just another amazingly talented woman, no two ways about it. We're also got coming up, I mean, even after being here with Anna today, there's so many people have been asking us about workshops with Colour in Your Life, and we are going to be conducting a number of those beginning 2013. If you are interested, please get in touch with us either by the telephone number or colourinyourlife.com.au. You can come in, we'll have Anna's work in the workshop. Your website is?
annacurtis.com.au.
So if you want to see some more of this amazing work, you can actually come in and talk to Anna as well, or come in and see us. But another amazing day up at Port Douglas. Remember the workshops, be in touch, and remember, make sure you put some colour in your life. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.